Hi, I'm Po. I'm going to show you how to cook a delicious Nyonya chicken curry. To start off with, we're going to make a rempah, which is a Malaysian wet spice paste. That involves red eschalots, garlic, turmeric, which we've peeled, and some stinky stuff, belacan. These red eschalots are already peeled, so now all I have to do is just top and tail them and do a really rough chop. Pop them into the blender. Next, we're going to do the same with the garlic. Pop those into the blender as well. Next, we've got turmeric. Turmeric's a beautiful rhizome that imparts a lovely earthy sweet flavour and also gives beautiful colour. And you just need to peel that, roughly slice as well. And in that goes. We're going to use this little character, which is the belacan. A lot of people are really scared of using it because it absolutely stinks, but without it, your dishes just lack a bit of depth and complexity, so it's really, really needed. Pop those into the blender as well. Next are the dried chilies. Now, I'm having a lot of trouble finding the finger-sized ones that I've prescribed for this recipe. So what I've used is a combination of these fat ones and the little ones. The little ones are the hottest and the fattest ones are the mildest. Now, I've said to snip these into quarters and shake them out into a colander, but you can just as easily cut them in half and just shake the seeds out. Snip them up into smaller portions and then rehydrate them in hot water. And then you get this, so they're just nice and softened by now. Please don't substitute with fresh chilies because you're not going to get that beautiful smokiness that you get from the dry ones, and also you're not going to get that really impactful colour in your curry. And they go in the blender as well. Next, we've got the dry spices. We've got some ground coriander, ground cumin and ground fennel, and last but not least, some vegetable oil. Now we just pop the lid on and start blending. Okay, that's done. And now over to the stove. Now this is probably the most important part of making the curry because you want this rempah to be really beautifully caramelised. If you don't cook it off enough, what will happen is you have a very sort of acidic tasting paste, and you need that time to draw all those sugars out and mellow out the flavours. Now because there's already oil in there, we don't need to add any more oil. A little bit of oil content with some coconut cream. Now we've got a stick of cinnamon, a star anise, and 2 cloves, and then some curry leaves. We just want this on a medium heat because a high heat will burn the spices and make the spice paste bitter. This process takes about 10 minutes. Now you can tell that the spice paste is ready because you can see that oil pooling around the edges, and if you sort of move it, it kind of moves in one solid mass. Next we have chicken. We're just going to stir fry the chicken pieces so that they are covered with the spice paste. Next we add 2 bird's eye chilies that have been de-seeded and halved lengthways, some parboiled baby potatoes, and then we just top that up with coconut milk. We've also got salt, sugar. The salt and sugar at the end knits all the flavours together. That's ready to serve to eat with rice or roti. Now I'm going to teach you how to make a roti canai, which is a really common accompaniment to a Nyonya chicken curry. All I've got here is some plain flour, and then it's just a matter of tipping everything into the same bowl and kneading it into a nice firm dough. And to the flour you add salt, sugar, butter, and a bit of an unlikely character, condensed milk. A little bit of egg and water. Now with the water, I just add that gradually because sometimes you might overcommit and then you'll have to add a lot more flour. So just go slowly with that. Now as soon as all your dry ingredients are bound together into a single bowl, you can start kneading. And it should really not stick to the bench. That's how you know you've got the right amount of water to flour ratio. Then we want to roll that into a cylinder, divide it into about 6. Like that. You want to tuck them into little balls. With the balls, you just want to shape them into a nice circle. So if you just sort of keep pleating the edge over into a centre, you'll find that the bottom will wind up being quite nice and sort of like a little half sphere. What I'm going to do now is just moisturise my hands with butter and then just cover these quite liberally with it. Now these need to rest overnight, so I'm going to cling wrap them. So this is the rested dough, and you can see it's sort of relaxed and very stretchy now. So I'm going to massage some oil onto the table. Pop it on the table. Make sure you don't work on a table with lots of splinters on it because it's not going to work. So just sort of massage it out as far as you can. Just sort of start stretching outwards. So just gently tease the edges out and just keep going as far as you can so it looks almost like tracing paper. Once lots of holes start to appear on the edges, you've probably reached your maximum size that you can stretch the dough to. So what you do is just get a little bit of this oil, fold that across, another little drizzle of oil, fold that across. So you've got a little envelope. And now that's ready to pan fry. Cook it to golden brown on both sides. Make sure you only cook it on a medium heat, not high, because you want that heat to penetrate through all the layers. Now what you want to do is this, because it just separates all those layers and makes it nice and flaky. Then it's just a matter of tearing some of this roti out and just dip it into your sauce. Yummy. And that's how you make a Nyonya chicken curry and a roti canai. Good luck.